Hi guys, and welcome back for another video from Nottingham Music Excellence. So today I'm going to play this lovely piece which I really like for grade 5 called The Shadow of Your Smile by Johnny Mandel. If you're new to my channel here today, then my name is Chris Allison and I upload content on here mostly for saxophone and clarinet, mostly based around the ABRSM syllabus for young players. So please note this video will be geared more towards kind of like an online masterclass really, rather than a performance. As with other videos that I've done, I'm going to start off by demonstrating the piece with a piano track, and then I'm going to go through the music and just talk about some of the technical difficulties, and we'll try to talk about how to make this really expressive and really musical. And then finally I'm going to replay that demonstration, so I'm going to replay the full track with the clarinet and piano, but I'm going to turn the clarinet part right down so you can have a go at playing with the piano yourself. Here we go, this is a super piece, hope you enjoy it. Okay, so you've heard the music now, let's have a look at some of the detail in there. Firstly, I think I should say, I love pieces like this. I mean, how easy can you get? You're in your own free time, it's a nice easy sort of set of notes at the start there. You're under no obligation to play at any particular tempo. So I think this is a very kind way to start a grade 5 piece. I think this is quite nice. So play this section with a nice deep sort of rich expressive sound. Just note that there's a spread chord in every one of your crotchet rests, and try and get the rise and the fall in the dynamics. I think that's really important here. So try and creep in and then creep back out again. So time that really carefully. So I would play. So as you hit that note, you're really aiming for that second bar. As you hit that note, really immediately then die away. And really time that carefully with your pianist so that then just as you die away you get that spread chord from the piano. Then make sure you listen out really carefully for the piano note at the start of bar 13, because you need to breathe there and then lead into that next section really nicely. So now we're into bar 14, and this is really the main theme of the song, the main tune. Play this really nicely, really expressively. Don't be too weak on those lower notes. Really fill out the instrument a little bit. And then moving through into bar 30. Now this is obviously the section where pupils are going to be tested a lot more on their ability to play in all the registers of the instrument. Fortunately, you haven't got to play it all piano. You have got dynamics in your favour to really help you play this out. So You don't have to play it too quietly, you can play it with a nice big sound. Now I've heard a few pupils play this now, and the big mistake that they all make is they see those notes as high notes and they think high and they just squeeze them to death because it's right on the limit of what they can play. So the big thing to really get across here is that you need to keep a good airflow through the instrument and just play those notes as everyday notes on the instrument. As soon as you start to mentally think that these are notes are super high, the tendency is to clamp up on the mouthpiece and over grip. And what that does, of course, is it gives you a really tight, squeaky sound. So even if you get the note is not going to be at the right quality because it's just going to be so restricted. So try to avoid the usual. I mean, what you can usually hear, you can hear that pupils are really preparing for that. And even the few notes before that, the lower notes, you can hear that they're too tight on those notes because they're thinking, they're thinking of those notes that are coming up on the higher notes. And the next section, maybe just practice going up to that E and just hold it as a really steady, quiet note and see if you can stabilize that sound. See if you can play that nice and quietly. That's quite challenging, I think. And then if you can get that note. I personally prefer that E as a tongue note. I think it just defines that phrase slightly better. So I think the big thing with this section really is make sure, obviously, you're in control of the fingerwork. Try and stay relaxed on the fingerwork. Try not to tense up on the fingers and try not to tense up here. So just practice playing it really slowly and really musically. In the arpeggio section, make sure you've planned out carefully whether you're going to use left or right hand keys and just mark that on there. So on the first bit, my first choice is always right hand if I can, so right hand C, and then I went to a right hand D sharp, and then the next section. So there I've gone for a left hand C and then gone for a right hand B. You could do it either way around there. And then I've gone for, because it's an arpeggio, I'm just using one finger for the B instead of all the fingers down. So try to play through this whole section with a big, warm and rich sound, and make sure it doesn't sound too tight and squeezed on those high notes. I think it's really worthwhile spending some quality time on this, because if you're going to move on from this and then go to grade 6, 7 or 8, you will need to play really comfortably in those top registers. So I think this is a really good piece to prepare for that as well. Okay, so that's it for the lesson side of things. I'm going to play through now from bar 29 through to 44 with a metronome at 60 BPM. So grab your clarinet, see if you can play along with this at a really steady and precise tempo. If you can play this accurately at this tempo, I think it won't be too difficult for you to just notch it up a little bit and prepare that for examination. Here we go. So I'm going to give you 3, 4, 1, 2, and then we're in with that little passage just leading up to bar 30. 3, 4, 1, 2. Quite slow that was. If you can play along with that really smoothly and evenly, that will really help. Okay, now over to the last part of the video. I'm going to replay the full performance again, I'm going to add some clicks in there to help you keep in time. So have a go at playing along with the piano part yourself. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I think that's a wrap for The Shadow of Your Smile. I think I've covered all bases there. I hope that really helps. If you liked the video and you found it useful, then boom, smash that like button. Give me a comment below. Let me know how you're getting on with this piece. And I'll see you on the next video. Keep practicing. Bye.